In 2014, an altercation with a bully at his Tennessee gym led featherweight Jonathan Pearce to his biggest fight yet, one for his life. Pearce was beaten unconscious, then woke up in the hospital with a concussion, a broken jaw, and a body that was starting to shut down. Determined to defy the odds, Pearce threw his all into recovering, even returning to MMA competition just 6 months later. Shining light on his darkest moments, JSP reveals more of his inspiring story in this edition of Fighter Focus.
Well, several years ago, Jonathan Pearce nearly had his MMA career taken away from him.
He was the victim of a nasty assault when he was younger. He's got a plate in his face, multiple screws.
And look at him now.
A setback isn't always a setback. It actually makes you feel something. And I needed to feel that to know what feeling something was. And now I'm gonna go get it.
Super exciting on the feet. Will throw all kinds of kicks, great combinations.
Just relentless offensively, bell to bell.
No one's gonna hold me down. If you wanna see what I got in me, I'm gonna show you what I got.
Wow.
JSP! Long way to come, but he picks up a great win.
Yeah, baby! Woo! I'm from Johnson City, Tennessee. I got in wrestling at 12 years old. I proceeded until I got into college. I got second in the state in wrestling my senior year. I was like one of the prospects on the team. I stopped wrestling in college, dropped out, pursued fighting. A year later, ended up being the Tennessee state champ.
Oh, and that's a good double leg from Jonathan Pearce.
It was a normal day. I went into practice. There wasn't that many people there. This guy was a bully at the gym. We'd had problems with him in the past, but we thought we had sorted him out. This guy was like 5'6", 230 pounds. He came in that day and they would rip our bags, and we didn't have like a big facility. We didn't have extra gloves and stuff like that. So they'd be wearing our gloves and there'd be blood on it. And we'd be like, hey, you know, we don't know if these guys are tested. We have a problem with all this. One of the guys was trying to tell me like, hey, he's broke 3 jaws. Like I wouldn't confront him. He's kind of a loose cannon. And I was like, nah, I'm a professional fighter. I know I can handle my own. So like right at the end of practice, I addressed him. You feel it go down your spine like, oh, this is not right. Something's not right, like I need to run. But it didn't run. I just turned around. I thought like, what is he gonna do? Hit me when I'm not looking? They hit me from behind, cold clocked me. I fell down and then somebody pulls them off of me. Whoever's holding them, he says, let me kick him, let me kick him. And that guy lets him go and he runs and goes and kicks me, kind of like when you're punting a football. The first thing I remember is waking up. I know what happened, but I didn't know how severe. And I'm just like feeling all this gory mess in my mouth. And then they get the ambulance there and they're trying to question me, but I didn't know if it was Monday through Friday or what year it was. I broke 19 of my teeth, broke my jaw in 2 places, bit my tongue in half, broke my neck. I've never been hurt like this before. So I realized like, okay, this is gonna be a whole process. When I got out of the hospital, they gave me a pair of wire cutters and they said, if you gotta throw up, here's you some wire cutters because you'll literally drown. I ate through a wire for 3 weeks straight. I just start crying because like I wanted solid food. I lost 40 pounds in like 20 days, and all I could do was write it. I couldn't even speak. The doctors told me that I couldn't fight again. In that moment, I had a choice to make. If I can do this, I'm gonna go all the way. I was going down this path all by myself. It was up to me to pull myself out of all that. After that attack, I had to climb back. I got back to getting in the gym.
So let's just in short, right? Yep, in short. Yep, that's it.
When I met Jonathan, he's tough. Jonathan has always been tough. That's a guy who, when we first met him, did not win his fights on skill. He won it on just pure toughness and perseverance. And I believe he fought something like 6 or 9 months after that attack.
Big hype around this bout. These two were supposed to fight
back in January, but JSP was jumped and beat up and wasn't able to fight.
The Anthony Morgan fight was a crazy fight. It was back and forth.
Beautiful flying knee!
I was telling myself, no one else has been through this. No one else has fought death. Good luck. I'm going to give you my all.
JSP's just going for broke here.
Jonathan Pearce!
2 months later, I fight Chris Wright, and then I finish him in the first round.
There it is. It's done. JSP has won round 1 over Chris Wright.
The ball's starting to roll. I'd worked hard enough to get to a certain point, but I needed to work harder to keep winning. I needed to make that transition.
With a slow jog to the Octagon, eager for this opportunity, is Jonathan Pearce, originally from Tennessee, now fighting out of the Phoenix, Arizona area.
I was 8-3, gotten on the Contender Series. I was like, whoa, this is really happening. Now I need to execute. I knew this guy was supposed to beat me. They had him pick the win, you know, he was the guy. And I was just some little East Tennessee boy brought in to fight him. And I was like, all right, well, he ain't ever fought a country boy like me.
Ready, let's do it.
When he first came out, he was hitting real hard, real flashy, but as time went on, he wasn't as crisp, and he was kind of like chasing and trying to follow my lead.
Oh, nice uppercut there.
I was dictating the pace. Once I realized that, I just started turning it up on him.
Look at this.
I knocked the guy out.
Oh, there it is.
I just went out there and killed it.
Big right hand, and that's gonna do it! Jonathan JSP Pearce.
In that moment after the fight, I was very happy to be able to be like, the guy who attacked me, I wonder what he's doing right now. I bet he ain't on ESPN. I bet he ain't getting a 4-fight deal with the UFC.
I like this kid's stand-up. I like his ground. He's got that killer instinct, and that's what I'm looking for, and that's what I love. So welcome to the UFC, Jonathan Pearce.
Congratulations, Jonathan Pearce.
Jonathan Pearce repping Johnson City, Tennessee. He has a lot to prove tonight to himself and to a lot of other people.
If anybody knows how to get through adversity and still perform when things are not going completely well for him, it's Jonathan Pearce.
Pearce back on top. Kamaka cannot just keep taking these shots. That's it.
Wow.
Jonathan Pearce with a finish in round 2.
Jonathan JSP Pearce.
I'm coming out here to tell the world what my name is. JSP, baby. Woo! I believe that attack put me on an accelerated path. These last 6 years have been up and down. Like, I went from not knowing if I was going to be able to be in the UFC to I fought 7 times on ESPN. It was just a crazy journey, and to come back from all that, kind of unreal.
Look at Pearce chase him down.
Ooh, he has got some heart. Wow.
Now it's time to stand out from everyone else.
Pearce has definite championship aspiration.
Becoming a UFC champion would mean that all this is worth it.
Oh, that's getting so tight. That is it.